I'm one of the undeserving poor, that's all. Think about what that makes a man. I'm up against middle-class morality all the time.
Okay, very good, very good, very good. Now, how was that different than the first one?
It was very opposite of constricted. It was all over the place.
Yeah, it was very open.
And the vocals, everything that was said was kind of yelled instead of real close.
Now, what did you guys see different in regards to that one?
Action.
Yeah, a lot more action. He was fighting the storm. Very good. Good, thank you, very good. So you see how playing the same monologue in different situations changes the meaning of the monologue. Where the first one Eric did was very cold and very constricted. This one was very open and very chaotic at times. So what I want you to do, we've given you a listing of several different things, different situations that you can play a monologue in. And take these, memorize a monologue, work on a monologue or a scene, and put them in these situations. Emotional and sensory memory is just another tool you can use to make yourself the actor you've always wanted to be. Now, the next step in the process is called playing ignorance. Playing ignorance is basically working as an actor to stay in the moment and not trying to anticipate what's going to happen next. I've always heard it said that acting is reacting and not anticipation. You're not supposed to anticipate the moment, but react in what happens in the moment. You've got to remember that on stage, these words and these experiences are being seen and heard for the first time ever. And your character has to react like he or she heard these words or responded to the situation for the first time. Although you may have said these lines 100 times, there's got to be a freshness to the scene or the timing will be off. Now, what are some ways that we can make playing ignorance happen? How can we do it on stage? Matt?
Knowing your lines well.
Knowing your lines well, that's very important. You've got to know your lines so you're not worried about what your next line is going to be. If you know your line, it helps you concentrate on what's happening in the moment and not anticipating what's going to happen next. Okay, what are some other ones? Yeah, Diana.
Listen.
Listening, why is listening important?
So you can know how to react.
So you can know how to react and when to react. Let's say in the course of a play, you're finally going to find out who your real mother is, right? And you're going to come up and say, Sarah's your real mother. But let's say that you react before the end of the line. It kind of blows the whole moment away, you know? So you want to be careful of that. Very good. Listening is important. Listen so you'll know when to react. Okay, what is the last one? There's one more that we need to look at. Lindsay.
Waiting to react.
Waiting to react. Now, why is that important?
Well, you want to wait to react so that it seems fresh and natural.
Very good. Just in connection with that. Listening and reacting are very closely, because if you're not listening, you can't react. And if you're not listening because you're worried about your lines, then you don't know what's happening. You know? See how it's all played together. So you want to play ignorance. Always act like you're seeing this or hearing this experience for the first time. That's the important thing to remember. It's always about the first time. It's very hard to play ignorance at times because you know exactly what's going to happen, but you've got to start disciplining these things in your life now or your technique will not grow as an actor. So it's very important. Start to discipline and use these techniques now so that later on you'll become a much better actor. Now, the next area we want to talk about is very important, and this is the process of the actor. And this is the basic process is what you do in order to prepare for your performance. This is very important. You are now learning some tools that are very valuable to help you as an actor. And although you may have tons of talent, you must remember that your process will determine your performance. Now, what do I mean by process?
The discipline and approach that you take whenever you're given a role.
Yes, that's very good. The discipline and approach you take whenever you're given a role. Assess its lot. Anyway, that's it. The process you have in developing yourself as an actor. Talent will help you. Remember this. Talent is important. You've got to have talent. Without it, you're probably not going to go many places. But having a strong process will teach you to excel. I've seen hundreds of students and hundreds of actors who have tons of talent, but they don't have the work ethic. They don't have the drive to get them there. You've got to have the drive as well. Drive will beat talent any day of the week. I promise you that. If you have both, then you'll be able to do something and make something happen. Now, here are some helpful hints to remember when finding your process and developing your process. First of all, take notes. Take notes when a director gives you instruction. Take notes when you're doing character development. Keep a journal that has everything you need in it to help you be prepared for your part. Write things in your character journal, your conversations with other people, things you learn about your character, times you go and observe and watch people. Write these things down. Keep notes. The second one, memorize early. Get off book as soon as possible. The longer you are on book, the harder it is to get in character. You need as much time as possible to make your character as full as it can be. And if you're constantly holding a script in your hand, it's going to hold you back. So memorize as soon as you can. Third one, be on time. It's difficult to get the most out of a short rehearsal process when people are showing up late. Encourage and respect your director. They've set a time for a reason. Be mature enough in order to understand what that time is. This will help you out. It'll help other people out, but be on time. Take on the responsibility and be on time. The next one, encourage other actors. Everyone loves encouragement, so go the extra mile to encourage one of the people you're working with. Nobody likes to be around negative people, so be positive, especially around the people that maybe you don't like, if you have personality conflicts or whatever. But go the extra mile to tell them, hey, you're doing a good job in this area, or I like the way you do this, because it helps ease the tension that a lot of times will come when creative people are working close together. So be aware of that and encourage other people. The next one, don't be afraid to work. Again, I go back to this point. A lot of people have talent, but only few have a work ethic that will enable them to succeed. It may take some outside research to fully understand your role, or it may take extra rehearsal time to get your lines down with your partner. Do what it takes to do your best. I always tell my team, we have the best story to tell, and let's put it in the best package possible. What that means is we have the honor of telling the story of Christ, and let's be as professional and sharp as we can be. Don't be afraid to work. Go the extra mile. Do what needs to be done to give your best. The next one, let the director direct. This is very important. You may have a great idea. You may think that you have tons of wonderful ideas, and you don't understand why the director can't see your vision for the show. Because it's not your vision, it's the director's vision. So never tell your other actors what to do or what not to do. Make yourself responsible for serving the play and your fellow actors, but don't make them responsible for being at your service. Leave your ego outside the door. You don't need it in here. Okay? Have fun, show up, do your role, let the director direct. If you have ideas, if things you want to talk to the director about, talk to the director in private, but please let the director direct and don't give side coaching to your fellow actors as you're going along, okay? Talk to the directors first and see if that's okay. The next one, be prepared. This is so important. Thousands of times I've had people come to rehearsal and just not been prepared. They don't have a pencil, they don't have a notebook, they don't have their scripts, they don't know their lines, whatever it is. Be prepared for what's going to happen, because if not, you're wasting your time, you're wasting everybody else's time. Come prepared. Don't waste other people's time by not being prepared, okay? I know these may seem like a lot of rules and not as much fun as the other stuff, but they're very, very important to making your process as strong as it can be, because you want to be somebody that directors want to work with again, that people want to work with again. You don't want to be known as a problem actor, but somebody who is always constantly giving, who comes in and makes the team so much better. One of the best tools you can have as an actor is the tool of improvisation. We've all seen the shows on TV that deal with improvisational comedy, and maybe you've seen a group do a live show. There's nothing more exhilarating than making up something out of nothing. But there is a place for improvisation when using a script. You've got to remember that improvisation comes at a certain time in the course of a play. You shouldn't just feel the need to throw out lines whenever there's some major block of silence. Follow the script as close as possible. The writer wrote those words for a specific purpose. So memorize those lines exactly as he wrote them. If not, then it's going to throw off the timing. It's going to throw off the maybe something else that's happening in the script later. So use improvisation only if you have to. It's like your last resort on stage. Now, there is a time for improvisation if you're doing that style of theater. But in regards to script and following what traditional theater is, only use improvisation if it's the last resort you have in order to fill some sort of block on stage. And here are a few guidelines to help you in improvising just in regards to how you have a script. First of all, don't panic. It always goes back to that. Never panic on stage. Take a deep breath, think about yourself, think about your situation, think about your moment, and then move on. The second one, know your lines and your partner's lines. Maybe your partner forgets a line. You can feed them a line. You can maybe ask them a question and give them their line at the same time. I've seen that done before. But know your lines and your partner lines. Don't just memorize your lines, but memorize your partner's lines as well, so that you can know exactly what they're saying too. Be familiar with the whole script. You've got to know the whole vision of the show. Where's things happening? I remember this one time when I was in high school. I was doing a show, and I didn't know what the word expendable meant, okay? So I'm doing the show, and the line was, the mayor is expandable or something, where he could grow, his role could grow. But I said, because I thought it didn't know what the word meant, and I didn't memorize my lines all the way, I said the mayor is expendable. So that means the mayor could be gone and we don't have to have him. And the whole purpose of was how powerful the mayor was in the play, okay? So it kind of messed up the rest of the play, right? Nobody got anything right from then on. It was my fault, and I felt bad about it for years, but I'm good now. So be familiar with the whole script. Know what the vision of the play is. Know what the theme of the play is about. Use improv as a tool to better understand your character. Not only do you use improv in order to fix or patch something wrong that's happening on stage, but use it in the process of your rehearsal. Get your acting partner, improvise a scene that maybe is referred to in the script but never developed. Go back and refer to that. Let's say that your two partners are talking about a time when you first said, "I love you," but you never see that. Go back and play that scene out and improvise that. Improvise different scenarios in your character. Use improv as a way to develop and find out more about your character. So these are some very basic tools in improvisation that will help you understand your character and help you kind of fill any blanks that are happening on stage. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is tactics. Tactics are the strategies of human communication. They are the active ingredients of dynamic interactions. We use tactics every day in our lives and are usually simple and harmless and impulsive responses rather than conscious planning. Smiling, for example, encourages agreement and tolerance. Raising your voice, on the other hand, encourages obedience. Tactics are what you do on stage to get what you want. Very basic. Your power in playing tactics determine your authority and magnetism on stage. You've got to convince your partner or convince somebody on stage to respond how you want them to respond. We're going to do a short exercise that will help you establish in how to use tactics, okay? So now what we need you to do is, in your group, pair up with a partner. You guys, everybody pair up with a partner. So I'm going to grab a partner. Okay? All right? Now, imagine that the nonsense word, "bi tera ta ta tang," means get out of here in a foreign language, okay? So, imagine that the nonsense word "clarity" means come over here in the same language. Now, what we're going to do is take turns playing these different situations. So, the first word is "bi tera ta ta tang." Okay, everybody say it with me.
Be terra tata te.
Okay, very good. And the next word is clarity.
Clarity.
Very good. Now, Matt and Chrissy, your group over here. Matt, I want you to get Chrissy to go away by saying the word "bi tera ta ta tang" in just a minute, okay? Now over here, Eric, I want you to make Amanda come closer to you using the word clarity. And then over here with Diana and Lindsay, Lindsay, I want you to send her away with the word "bi tera ta ta tang" and then bring her back with clarity, okay? So let's start with this scene over here.
Be terra ta ta tang.
Okay, did that make you want to go away?
It made me feel uncomfortable, like he was kind of being mean to me.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be there.
So it honestly made you feel like you wanted to go away?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What you want to do is try to make it feel honestly like you want the person to go away. Just don't go away because that's the exercise. That's not motivation. That's just technique. That's just doing something because you're supposed to do it. But respond naturally. Respond to what you're supposed to be doing. And Matt, you may have to increase your tactic. Play with the different ways, but get your partner to leave, okay? Do it again.
Be terra ta ta tang.
Okay, good. Let's go on to the next group. Amanda, Eric.
Clarity.
Okay, did that honestly make you want to go over there?
Yes.
Really?
Just a little smile. Yeah.
Okay, good. Very good. Now let's go back over to this group.
Be terra tata tang. Clarity.
Okay, did that not honestly make you want to go away?
Yeah, the B Terra Tata Tang did.
Okay, did the clarity make you want to come back?
Yes.
Okay, very good. That's what you want to do, is play with it, have some fun with it, create some different situations where each team goes through 3 different steps. Rather than 3 different teams, have each team do 3 different steps, okay? Now you guys try it, see if you can have some fun with it. Remember, when using tactics, there's different ways to communicate, okay? To communicate with your partner, use body language, tone of voice, inflection, gesture, facial expression, threats of physical force, seductive and inductive postures. Everything you can think of except physical contact. Never push your partner, never make them physically go away, but try to use things in your expressions, or whatever else to make them go away or to come there. To be believable depends on your willingness to commit to a genuine emotional interaction with another person. To frighten someone, to encourage, to alarm, and to entertain your active partner. The desire to achieve your victory, coupled with the willingness and ability to translate desire into effective one-on-one behavior, creates the foundation of your performance. Your ability to make "Be Tara Tata Tang" so unsettling that it makes someone want to go away, or to make "Clarendipity" so suggestive as to induce someone to come to you. It's strong acting ability, coming wholly from you and not from a text or dramatic staging or interpretation. You have got to believe it inside of you to make these things happen. You have got to believe you're honestly trying to make that person go away with the word "Be Tara Tata Tang." You've honestly got to believe that the power of the word "Clarendipity" and how you use it and how you say it is going to bring that person into who you are, into your situation. Now remember, there are two kinds of tactics: inducing tactics and threatening tactics. The inducing tactics are done with charm because you want your partner to do something. The important thing is to find a balance between the extreme of frightening someone and trying to make someone cry. Most of the time on stage is spent somewhere in the middle, like making someone listen, or making someone care, or making someone proud, or worried, or happy, or agreeable. These are the middle ranges of acting, and this is where you'll spend most of your time. Now here's a sample script you can use to try out all that you've learned, or pick your own script and apply these principles. If you'd like more training in the area of advanced acting, you can contact me, Jeff Jenkins, at theskinnyimprov@AOL.com. I'm available to come and work with your group and love to work with you guys on any aspect of theater arts. Thank you.